Good evening. This is Mulberry Christian News for Friday, February 9th, 2018. Well, there was a lot of activity going on at the City Council meeting in Mulberry. A lot of things happening. The city is planning on adding an administrative fee on commercial refuge collection accounts of 15%. Currently, the city is adding nothing to its own cost of the service through a private contractor. Other cities add a charge to cover administrative costs, some up to 20%. Also in legislative action, commissioners gave a first of two needed readings on an ordinance that would enter into an interlocal agreement with Polk County pertaining to traffic signal school zone maintenance. The commission agreed to make President's Day coming up a paid city holiday. It had been in the past, but somehow it got dropped off the paid holiday schedule at some point. Required ethics training for elected officials and others will be given on an upcoming Saturday. State law requires this. Commissioner Stratman noted the good turnout at the recent trivia night held in the Mulberry Civic Center. It's getting to be a regular thing that gets bigger crowds. About 70 people attended the last one, and another one will be held very soon. Proceeds from the snacks go to assist the Cultural Center and Phosphate Museum. The Mulberry Library Director reported on many busy programs going on. You need to stop by the library and take part in the programs for all ages and interests. Last month, there was reported 6,100 items were circulated, 5,500 visitors to the library, 68 new library cards issued, 39 different programs offered, and more. It was noted that the Mulberry Library offers free video game checkout for a small fee. Much is going on in the library, so you need to make an effort to get down there. The library is on the ground floor of the Mulberry Civic Center. Also, Mayor George Hatch noticed the attack on home rule as the state legislature sometimes tries to impose its will on local communities. This is where the state sometimes wants to impose its authority over the will of local communities. Case in point is the current proposal to make all city elections in Florida on the same date, rather than giving local choice in city charters. Mayor Hatch said this bears watching, and people may want to contact their state lawmakers. The city attorney, Drew Crawford, said that where state and city law specifically collide, state law is followed. City Commissioner and new mom, Marie McClintock, was present. She gave birth to a baby boy in early January. Also, City Attorney Drew Crawford became a dad for the second time on January 24th, when his wife gave birth to their second daughter. On a sad note, Julie Taylor noted the death of Lily Mae Wesley at the age of 102. She noted other centurions in Mulberry, including Ruth Stewart, who is going strong at 101 and who was in church Sunday. Marie Colson, who is 103 but who recently went to live in a nursing home, and Nell Bailey, who is 104, who lives with a daughter in another Florida city. She said, Judy Taylor mentioned it must be in the Mulberry water to have these people living to such a ripe old age. Commissioner Rick Stratman told of recently going on a ride-along with a Polk County Sheriff's deputy for 9 hours. He encouraged other city leaders and those eligible in the public to see what it is like to be in law enforcement. He rode with a deputy for 9 hours and witnessed arrests, calls, the booking facility in Bartow, and more. He said it was very educational. He joked that he went through a required background check first, and they must not have found his outstanding warrants. On a serious note, his tour with the sheriff's office included night work, and he said that drug problem does exist in Mulberry, as well as Mulberry having a number of people on probation, which the sheriff's office monitors. Not everything in police work is pretty, he noted. Commissioner Smith, Coach Smith, told of attending a recent conference which provided some good information and which was good to go to. He also feels the Mulberry Christmas Parade was better when it was allowed to go down State Road 60, which is East Canal Street, as part of its route. Commissioner Kevin McArthur commented on the fun at trivia night, equipping that he came in last. He also calls on the public to come out to Founders Day in Centennial Park this coming Saturday. Commissioner McClintock thanked the members of the Mulberry Charter Review Committee for their work, noting their work shows in the recommendations made. Also, City Attorney Drew Crawford updated commissioners on litigation against the city, some of it routine that most any city has. The Landfall Realty case is still in the court with a request to combine the two cases. Also, Clifford Dollar is suing the city after he allegedly stepped in a hole of some sort and claims injury. The city's insurance carrier is handling that. On other City Commission news, Diane Simmons, the Executive Director of the Greater Mulberry Chamber of Commerce, told City Commissioners Tuesday night in a report that 5 more businesses have joined the Chamber since last month. 4 Mulberry churches are joined together to sponsor the February monthly Chamber members and guest breakfast on Wednesday, February 21st in the Civic Center at 7:30. The program will be on options for women. A report was made on the recent Ladies' Night held in the Civic Center. This annual event brings high school-aged girls together as a mentoring event in which the young ladies are encouraged on self-esteem and having a social experience to enjoy. Excuse me. The event this year was the largest yet, with some 35 young ladies, mostly from Mulberry High School. Also, Mayor George Hatch read a proclamation marking February as Black History Month in the city of Mulberry. Those of African American heritage in the commission chambers were recognized, and photos were taken of them with the mayor and the proclamation. Julie Taylor, president of Concerned Citizens of Mulberry, commented on last Saturday's annual Evelyn Bryant Cultural Festival, which includes Black History Month and diversity in the community. She was very happy about how the events went, with a very good attendance, perhaps record crowds. Things went well, and she thanked everyone who helped in any way. City Manager Rick Johnson suggested in the future the city put the Evelyn Bryant Cultural Festival in the budget for some city financial support, even though the city does assist the festival in many ways. City Commissioner Coach Colin Smith asked President Julie Taylor of any possibility to move the festival to Spence Field, away from the downtown common site, which has more traffic issues. Ms. Taylor said that this will be discussed at the next meeting of the concerned citizens. On other news, the United Way of Central Florida is providing free federal income tax filing again this year. In Mulberry, this is done at the Mulberry Community Service Center. Certified trained tax volunteers will help you by preparing your tax returns for families with incomes of up to $54,000. If you need further information, you need to call the Mulberry Community Service Center in Mulberry at 863-425-1523 to find out what you need to bring with you to have your taxes done for free. In other news, the city was informed that permits will be pulled for construction of the new upscale housing in the subdivision of Tom Mims on the north side of Mulberry, which is directly across the street from the Mulberry American Legion Post 72. Also, work is expected to begin on a new venture near the Walmart behind the auto parts store. The city has also been meeting about a new floating dock for Lake Whitten, where major improvements have taken place already. Other items the city is busy working on include the expansion of the Mulberry Library, which will include a coffee shop area, more paving on some 8 streets in the next couple of months, plans to use the Babcock House along North Church Avenue for a business hub by the city and the Chamber of Commerce. They're investigating the possibility of rehabbing of the former Gem Theater. Other things that were covered: they approved the first of the 2 readings of the ordinance to put proposed Mulberry charter changes on the ballot for voters to decide in the April 3rd municipal elections. The second reading is expected to be approved at the next regular meeting on Tuesday, February 20th. Among some of the changes that would be to make all 6 Mulberry elected jobs, the mayor and the 5 commissioners, 3-year terms instead of the present 2. Other items would involve giving a longer qualifying time to run for office, giving the city more leeway before having to go out for competitive bidding by increasing amounts before going out for bids as needed. Some housekeeping things such as gender neutrality and language in the charter, making the city clerk's job fall under just the city manager's supervision, among other things. Also, Lent begins on Ash Wednesday, February 14th. Lent is a season of 40 days, not counting Sundays, which begins on Ash Wednesday and ends on Holy Saturday. Lent comes from the Anglo-Saxon word Lengsten, which means spring. The 40 days represents the time Jesus spent in the wilderness, enduring the temptations of Satan and preparing to begin his ministry. The Mulberry United Methodist Church will offer a drive-through imposition of ashes in the parking lot between 7:30 and 9:30 a.m. and 11 to 1 p.m. This is an opportunity to give folks to remember what Christ did for us and our own mortality, as they are marked with a visible sign of Christ's love and redemption. Our regular Ash Wednesday service of worship will be at 6:15 in the sanctuary. You're welcome to join us for supper in the fellowship hall at 5:30. Hope is made that you will make this a priority as you seek to grow